to another episode of WWE Creative Circus, where before watching Crackdown, you look like Lyra Valkyria. Then after watching Crackdown, you look like Lyra Valkyria. If you're looking for no storylines, bad creative, and wrestlers planking weight, look no further. You came to the right place. Paul Levesque. Can you explain to me why watching Crackdown is becoming more and more unbearable? Cody is boring. Gunther is boring. CM Punk comes to the show and hits us with his finisher by putting us all to sleep with the boring creative we gotta deal with, man. I promise, watching this show is like watching Cody Rhodes at Fanatic Fest kicking a football. Oh, why you say that, Bobby Monsoon? Because the creative is completely off!
Yeah, Cody, good luck. Oh, man.
Yesterday episode of Crackdown was a complete struggle to watch. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This show is filled with meaningless segments, storylines, and nothing makes sense. Starting off with Rhea Ripley. Unfortunately, she sustained an injury and now she's gonna be out of action for a few weeks. She won't be cleared in time for SummerSlam. So instead of relinquishing the title like everyone else has to do, of course they're not gonna do that because she's one of Triple H's favorites. They're gonna create an interim women's champion. They're basically gonna have a tournament and the winners will earn a spot in a multi-women ladder match at SummerSlam. Whoever wins that match will become the interim women's champion and eventually fight Rhea Ripley at whatever PLE. Man, I never seen so many tournaments and open challenges in my life. I said this before. All this is a way for creative to cut corners and book matches without having any real storylines behind them. And why Rhea Ripley couldn't relinquish the title like she did in 2024 when she got injured after Liv Morgan attacked her and she hurt her shoulder. Or like Naomi when she found out when she was pregnant, which is obviously understandable. Or like Seth Rollins when he suffered his shoulder injury and had to vacate the title. Having an interim women's champion makes zero sense! Now a ladder match at SummerSlam is something I could be interested in. The SummerSlam card is struggling to gain any type of interest, so they definitely needed that. This card looks great on paper. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar, Hell in a Cell. Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. But even with those big matches, the tickets are barely moving. What makes it worse is AEW has All In coming up and they sold over 30,000 tickets while SummerSlam has only sold over 20,000 for each night. Now, it's a 2-night event, so when you combine both nights, that's 40,000. But I could say the same thing. If AEW had 2 nights, they most likely would have sold 60,000. The fact still remains, this shouldn't even be close if you ask me. I've been saying this for the longest. WWE is price gouging with the tickets and taking advantage of the fans every single way they can. And in return, they're giving some of the worst shows you could possibly book, and it's coming back to haunt them. Now I think about it, Cody Rhodes and Punk might not even happen at SummerSlam because the tag match they're in later on today could result in a fatal 4-way match. Adam Pearce told Gunther that if him and Sami Zayn win later on, then that will be the case. WWE is literally doing anything at this point. Cody versus Punk could be great if they told the story the right way, and of course they're not. And they're dropping the ball. Instead of taking a few seconds out their day to come up with ideas for it, they'd rather book a random fatal 4-way that's probably going to still end up with CM Punk winning. WWE has lost over 2 million viewers on Netflix when it comes to watching the PLEs this year. Look at this, man. At Royal Rumble, they started off with 3.1 million people watching. Since then, they haven't been anywhere near those numbers. Night of Champions doing 1 million is insane. Now, I know PLEs are on ESPN app, but those 2 million people that left Netflix were already watching on Netflix. They didn't jump over to ESPN. Most likely they stopped watching and following the product as much as they did in the beginning of the year. And now they're rolling out the Club WWE premium membership for a whopping $99 a year. So let me guess, you join Club WWE, watch a bunch of backstage footage that's already gonna get leaked, get discounts on merchandise you probably weren't gonna buy anyway, boy, and talk to other WWE shills for $100 a year. This is a joke. Bro, I would rather spend $100 on my grandmother's bingo club before joining Club WWE. I don't know a human with a brain in their skull that will spend, forget $99, how about 99 cents on this crap, dog? Oh my God, I just don't get it. A club is supposed to be a party, people dancing, having fun. This seems more like a funeral home filled with WWE butts. And I'm pretty sure Triple GPT is probably going to be the first one signing up for this slop. Soon as he gets in the act, it's going to kind of look like Will Smith on that one episode of Fresh Prince. Oh, why you say that, Bobby Monsoon? Exclusively on BobbyMonsoon.com. Y'all asked for it and it's here. The Why You Say That t-shirt. I want to thank everybody that's copping the merch, that's liking, commenting, subscribing, hyping, everybody in my lives multiple times in the week, all the people in the chat. I want to thank everybody, man. Y'all really helped the channel grow. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. BobbyMonsoon.com. The Why You Say That shirt now. Back to the content. Crackdown started off with a meaningless brawl between the African-American Nightmare, Raheem, and Gunther. Oh my God, bro. This is probably one of the most boring feuds in all of WWE. Before they started fighting, Adam Pearce made the announcement about the tag team, and Cody Rhodes and CM Punk could be turned into a four-way at SummerSlam. So like I said earlier, we'll see a little bit later on how this turns out. I think either way it sucks. Cody Rhodes grabs the mic, cuts a quick promo on Gunther, challenged him to a match at the main event at tonight's Crackdown, and that solidified that we will have a boring main event because we've seen this match 100,000 times already. After that, you actually had some good news, man. My man Finn Balor, y'all. We ain't got to call him Pin Balor anymore because he's on a winning streak. Like, I'm not going to complain, dog. I kind of like what they're doing with Finn Balor, man. Let's get some respect put on that man's name, bro. Let's stop acting like he's a jobber and he wasn't WWE champion and he's not one of the best people you have on the roster. Now, am I in love with the storyline? No. Am I in love with the booking? No. But we're moving in the right direction of him getting away from the Judgment Day, getting away from Raw, going to Crackdown, starting to win. Hey, we're taking baby steps here. Next, you got Tiffany Stratton, Tiffy Time, winning her match to be a part of the ladder match at SummerSlam, man. She beat JC Jane. This was like a whatever match, dog. Yo, in my chat, shout out to everybody in my chat, man. I've seen so many funny fatal influence flips. People was calling it fatal indigestion. There was a fatal ejection. Just completely fatal, under the influence. Dog, fatal influence have been a complete non-factor since they came to the Crackdown roster. When I see these women, I don't feel anything besides, hey man, these women, they look okay. But you know what I mean? Outside of that, storyline wise, I don't feel anything. I don't have any emotion. They haven't had one compelling storyline in months. For all of this, they should have just stayed in NXT. What do we do with JCJ from here? She almost loses every big match. I mean, they got the tag team champion match. What's that one girl named Rainey, something Lane? And the other girl, Fallon. I only know that because Triple GBT got a crush on her. But, I don't be knowing these women. I don't know the significance of her. I don't even know why they're doing a championship match at Saturday night's lame event. Maybe that's why it's 1,500 tickets as of right now that hasn't still be sold, dog. Saturday night's lame event, the world's famous arena, Madison Square Garden, might get changed to Madison's Tarp Garden after the night. After that, you got you guessed it, another tournament match This time you got Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill. You already know who Jade Cargill was with. I don't want no scrubs. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Sitting in the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at TLC. T-Boss left eye and chili. Beating the brakes off of Charlotte Flair, man. Charlotte Flair wanted to stick her nose in TLC business and actually cost Nia Jax the match. So, you know what I mean? Nia Jax gave her a receipt. TLC done the rest, man. So now you got, I guess, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton in a ladder match. I think that's cool. As far as Charlotte Flair, I guess Charlotte Flair is probably going to wind up being in that match. It's just like, this is just a way to stuff all of the women in one match so you don't have to book anything else compelling. Summer Scam is probably going to have 9 matches altogether. Who knows, bro? But, yeah, they do this here, dog. To be honest, these back-to-back matches, I don't feel nothing. Speaking of the women's division, what is Blake Monroe doing? Why is Blake Monroe fresh off 100,000 vignettes? Then she turns around and has a backstage attack after a backstage attack after a backstage attack after a Dog, what is going on? Did WWE, have y'all not looked at her work at AEW? I was talking about this yesterday. Have you never even heard of the woman Mariah May? She was booked 100 times better than what she's doing now. She's not even getting booked now. This is bad, dog. She had one match, and that was a tape match in London. Outside of that, the girl hasn't even seen a wrestling ring. After that, you got the War Raiders versus Fraxium, which is, for me, was the match of the night. These 4 men definitely had a good match, and I enjoyed it up until the pinfall! Like, dog, oh my God. Please, War Raiders, can you stop doing this move, bro? War Raiders and Fraxium, you did a good job. It was a solid match. It was another random match, to be honest, but Fraxium is fire, man. I had to take a deeper look at Fraxium because I think of Fraxium as complete jobbers. But I talked to my man Wolf. He was like, man, this is one of the best tag teams at NXT. These dudes was killing it. And it's crazy. We just had that conversation, and now, you know what I mean, they put on the match of a night. So that was cool. War Raiders, it's a legit tag team. Can you just leave that pin alone, bro? It's just, come on. Nobody wants to watch that, bro. At the end, you got Raheem versus Gunther in another boring match. God, this dog, these two chemistry is just getting so stale at this point. You got Sami Zayn. He somehow went full-blown heel, attacking Raheem, attacking CM Punk. They're all fighting in the ring, and it's just, none of this is fire, dog. This main event sucked. This main event didn't make me on the edge of my seat for Saturday night's lame event. Not even a little bit, dog. It's just, God, why are we doing this? Saturday night's main event is 4 matches. This is literally a waste of time. It's taking everything in me to show up tomorrow. But, you know, I'm going to show up. You know what I mean? I can't leave my people hanging. So, you know what I mean? Let me know in the comments what you think about Crackdown. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just like, I wish I could have more excitement. I wish I could feel something. I don't feel anything watching this show. This show is the epitome of boredom. My God, dog. Can the Fed do anything exciting at this point? One storyline. You can't give us one in this SummerSlam season? God, this is going to be a long 2026, man. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. I'm going to holler at y'all later for Saturday night's lame event. And we'll go over the 4 matches that they have. And we'll talk about how trash that was. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. It's Bobby Monsoon 215. Like, comment, subscribe. Bow!